Well, hey there folks, today we are taking a look at how to play King of Tokyo. Plus, if you stay around to the end, you're going to get some tips as well to hopefully win a little bit more frequently. If you do like this content, want to see more of it, or just support me, do like and subscribe, helps out a bunch. Let's go ahead and dive on into it. Alright, so there's a lot going on here. Not actually that much going on here, but there's some cool stuff going on here with all these creatures. So let's show you who all your options are. You've got Mecha Dragon right here. We've got Cyber Bunny. We've got the Kraken. We've got the King. We've got Alienoid, and we've got Gigazar. So these are the characters you choose from. So beginning the game, each person is going to select a character, take all the rest, and set them aside. Alright, so for each of these characters, what you're going to do with this right here is you're going to start at 0 victory points. That's the stars in the top left up here. And then down here, we're going to start with 10 health. Now, your health can go above that, but only with some special cards that are going to be out here. And so you're not going to be able to do that by rolling the dice with the hearts on them. You can get up to 10, but not above. So that is how that works right there. And then the victory points, the way you win is by either getting up to 20 victory points. 20 victory points are right there, which is blue, show you that you win the game. Or if you are the last monster alive, you can also win. So on your turn, this is what you're going to do. I guess last thing for setup, we've got all of these pieces. I like to just put them together. And then we've got the board. This is my makeshift board. I got this game at Goodwill for $2, which is quite the win because it's not a cheap game, but it doesn't have a board because we got it at Goodwill. So this is my board. The board is actually not really that important for this game, and you're going to take these cards, you're going to deal 3 of them out. You're going to take these 2 green dice, set them aside. Those are only going to be used with cards, and then we're going to start the game. So you take these dice, you're going to roll them 3 times. You get to choose what you want to keep. So maybe here we want to keep these 2 right here and a claw. Go ahead and roll them again. We can't use hearts because we're already at 10. Roll again. There we go, so we got a 1. So the hearts, because we're at 10, we can't use, but the claw will allow us to attack. Since no one is in Tokyo, we get to go into Tokyo. And this thing right here says when you go into Tokyo, you get 1 victory point. So we got a victory point there. If it comes all the way around to your turn and you're already in Tokyo, you're going to get 2 victory points. So you get points by staying in Tokyo, going into Tokyo, or you get points by these numbers right here. So if we rolled 3 1s right there, we get 1 point for that. If we rolled 3 2s, let's say, or 3 3s, 3 3s is going to be 3 points. 3 2s is going to be 2 points. If you ever roll more, so 3 3s is going to be 3 points, any extra is just going to give you 1 more point. So this would be 4 points that we would have got. So that's how the numbers work on these. You're trying to get at least 3 of a kind to get that many points. Any that you get of that same number beyond that is going to be 1 more point from wherever you were. The claws right here are going to allow you to attack. So if you're inside Tokyo, you're going to attack everyone outside of Tokyo. If you're outside Tokyo, you're going to attack everyone inside Tokyo, which is only 1 player unless you have a 5 to 6 player game. Then there's Tokyo Bay that you can attack as well. And so you're going to attack inside if you're out, you're going to attack outside if you're in. So that's what the claws do. Now, if I'm inside Tokyo, let's say this guy right here decides to attack me. We're going to take those damage. So let's say they have 2 claws. Hey, we're going to attack you twice. So we're going to go ahead and go down twice. Then if we wanted to, we could leave Tokyo. So you can leave Tokyo when you're attacked. They would come inside Tokyo, and then they would take a point for going into Tokyo. So that's how it works during the game. Now when you're inside Tokyo, you cannot use hearts. And so let's say we were still inside Tokyo, someone attacked us. And so now we're down to 8. We decide to stay. Later on, let's say we roll and we end up with a roll something like this. We would not be able to use either of those hearts while you're inside of Tokyo. So that's the one main negative when you're inside Tokyo, and everyone outside is attacking you as well. So you're getting attacked quite a bit. So that's how that rule works, and with the hearts, you cannot use those inside Tokyo. That would be the same of Tokyo Bay if you're playing a 5 to 6 player game. Now we have not talked about these yet. These are going to be kind of energy, or I don't know what you want to call them, but these are in reference. It's not really focusing all the well. There we go. That's a little. Hey, right here, right here. That little lightning bolt refers to these green cubes right here. So we're going to take these green cubes, add them to our little area right here, and those you can use to pay for these cards right here. Now many of these cards, like this one right here, are going to give you a one-time effect. So this is going to cost 8 to get you 9. So it's just going to get you 1 extra. So these cards are discard. There's a number of these. This one right here, you're just paying straight up for victory points. And so you could do that if you want. You're going to discard those, and then you're always going to fill back. There's some that you get to keep. And so this one, at the end of a turn, if you have the fewest victory points, gain 1 victory point. So some of these keepers, you're just going to put in front of you, and you're going to keep those for the remainder of the game, and you're going to carry out those effects whenever they happen. There's all sorts of effects on these. I'll let you check those out. Some of them give you these extra tokens for different things that should be fairly obvious what to do once you start playing, and then some of them give you extra dice and different things. Some of them let you go above 10 up to 12 health, but you can't do that in the normal game, as we've explained. That's how that works. I believe that is everything that you need to know about playing the game. On your turn, again, just to refresh how you do it, you're going to roll the dice, and you're going to, like Yahtzee, decide what you want to keep, what you want to reroll. Maybe we want to go for 3s. So we're going to go ahead and just reroll these. You can choose to keep, you can choose to reroll whatever you want. Oh man, look at all those 3s. Let's see how many points we can get. Holy smokes. So that right there is going to be 3 points, then 4 and 5. We're going to get 5 points in this one turn. That is fantastic. Move ourselves up 5, and then we are going to pass the dice on to the next person. Now if you want to, you do have an opportunity each turn to buy a card as well. You can go into Tokyo if someone else comes out when you attack them. You can only come out of Tokyo when you're attacked, and you can't use hearts in Tokyo. The game ends and you win if you get up to 20 victory points. Just like so, you would win immediately. And you would also win if you kill everyone else. You're the last one alive, and so you're obviously, when you get down to 0, you are out of the game. So that is how you win the game, by being up to 20 or being the last one alive. That is King of Tokyo How to Play. Hopefully that helps out. A few tips in this game are: 1, figure out early on kind of what you're going to want to focus on. And so if you're going to want to focus on just points, then start at the beginning and go really heavy on that. And so if this is my roll right here, I've got a couple of 2s, I'm going to roll just for 2s, and I'm going to go ahead and roll again. I got another 2, and I'm going to go ahead and roll again, and I'm going to see if I can get more 2s. I didn't. That's okay. And so I'd say if you're going to go for points, go really heavy for points at the very beginning. If you're going to go and try and obliterate everyone else, I'd say go really heavy on that at the beginning of the game, and try and find a balance, because if you're going to try and do that, it's going to become somewhat evident, and people will definitely most often try to attack you back. So the balance of going in and out of Tokyo is really important. You need to be able to come out with enough health options, basically, to be able to roll for hearts and get some hearts to get yourself back up, because that can be a very precarious situation when you're outside of Tokyo. Maybe you have 1 or 2 health left, and you need to roll some hearts, and you just don't. Like, that can be really detrimental to your game. So come out with maybe 4-ish health left to try and get yourself back up before you go in and attack everyone again. And it depends on the group you're playing with. Try and read the group you're playing with to see what the best strategy might be. Sometimes it might be best to go into Tokyo and try and attack everyone, just get everyone. If they're not attacking you back, that's an easy decision. Just stay there and go for it. If they are attacking you back, then you might want to come out. Another thing not to neglect, there's some really, really good cards here, and so keeping in mind these cards and going for those can be really, really helpful. And honestly, they're just super fun. Some of these keepers really help you out a ton during the game, and so that is super cool. So it's not a bad strategy just to try to collect some of these lightning bolts to when other people take cards, the next card coming out, you might be prepped and ready to be able to get it, and everyone wants it, but you're the one that has enough money to be able to get that. So those are just a few tips for King of Tokyo. There's some other expansions, other things. This is, I think, the older version, but everything should be the same. Sorry I don't have the board, that's a little janky, but it really is the only game I know of where you don't need a board to play that has a board, which is kind of cool. So that is King of Tokyo. Hopefully that gives you some more information on how to maybe score a little bit better of a game and make it go a little more fluid. Thanks a bunch.